Let's do some other items now. Yeah. And here is an expose of another family too few have heard of, and yet they managed to rise the ranks of corruption, wealth and power despite being from a foreign country, which is an all too familiar born to phrase. Abram Nicholas Pritzker was an American businessman and founder of the vast Pritzker family fortune. And according to the author Gus Russo, funds and connections from the Chicago Mafia known as the Outfit formed the foundation on which lawyer Abe Pritzker's family built the Hyatt hotel chain, which was functioning as the clean face of a dirty business. Now, Russo uses the term supermob to describe a band of Jewish lawyers, politicians and businessmen who acted as cat's paws for some of the outfit's most ambitious scams. What an interesting term for corruption, and not entirely a surprise either, as cat's paws. Well, I never. Well, cat's paws is someone who acts in another's interest unknowingly or through trickery. Sounds like a spy to me, just saying. But Russo described a gang of white-collar kingpins as ruthless and tightly knit as a mafia family, and in the following decades the Pritzker family shielded their earnings from taxes through a series of trusts which enabled them to distribute the money as they chose. Now, Abram was the son of a Ukrainian Jewish immigrants Annie P. Nee Cohen and Nicholas J. Pritzker, and his father left Kiev for Chicago in 1881 and worked as a pharmacist, and then after graduating from DePaul University College of Law as a lawyer. No surprise there either. And his father wrote a small book that has been passed down the generations, and the theme of the book is your only immortality is the impact you have on your successors. Now, Abraham graduated from Harvard Law School and joined his father's law firm, Pritzker and Pritzker, along with his brothers Harry and Jack. Now, Harry specialised in criminal law. Abram, called Abe and later A.N., specialised in business law, and Jack in real estate law. But in the 1930s, he left the law practice and branched out with his brother Jack, investing in real estate and small companies, mostly in the Chicago area. But Harry continued to run the law firm, which eventually became an in-house firm, catering solely to the needs of the Pritzker family and its business. And they were very successful and amassed a considerable fortune. But an LAPD internal memo from February 1954 described him, Abe Pritzker, a Chicago attorney with offices in North LaSalle Street, which is the same address as that of Sidney Korshak's office, has been closely connected with the members of the Al Capone syndicate and other underworld characters. Well, I never. And it is believed by the underground that Pritzker may have been active locally as a front for Eastern hoodlum money to be invested in the Los Angeles area. Now, Pritzker had 3 sons, Jay, Robert and Donald, and his sons continued to grow the family business and eventually buying the Hyatt House Hotel in Los Angeles in 1957 and forming the cornerstone of their hotel chain. And his son Robert created a conglomerate of a multitude of manufacturing companies that grew into the multi-billion-dollar Marmon Group. Now, Marmon was diversified to include manufacturing concerns ranging from lumber to railroad boxcars and travel industry staples, and it composed half of the family's wealth. But on December 2007, it was announced that Warren Buffett, through Berkshire Hathaway, would purchase 60% of the Marmon Group from the Pritzkers for $4.5 billion. Now, the Pritzkers also owned a large stake in the cruise company Royal Caribbean. TransUnion was a subsidiary of the Marmon Group until January 2005, but is now an independent, privately held company. And one of his granddaughters is actress Liselle Pritzker. Another is former United States Secretary of Commerce Penny Pritzker, all in-house. One of his grandsons is Daniel Pritzker, the founder of the Chicago band Sonia Dada. Another grandson, J.B. Pritzker, was elected Democratic governor of Illinois in November 2018, replacing the Republican Bruce Rauner. Now, the Pritzkers' philanthropic endeavours, which is on a par with the Hillary Clinton or the Clinton Foundation, including funding the Pritzker School of Medicine, well, I never, in the University of Chicago. He also set up a trust fund for the A.N. Pritzker Elementary School for indoctrination of children, which he had attended when it was called the Wicker Park Elementary School. And as you can see, it's all about the shekels again. It doesn't matter how devious or bad the business is, just collect the shekels. Now, more than a few years ago, after our show announced it, scientists this week have announced for the first time ever, astronomers have directly detected light from behind a massive black hole. And using the European Space Agency's Newton and NASA's NuSTAR telescopes, researchers were observing the black hole as it flung X-rays out into the universe. Now, this particular black hole is about 10 million times more massive than our Sun and is located in the centre of a nearby spiral galaxy called I Zwicky, which is about 1,800 million light years away from Earth. But after observing a series of bright flares of X-rays, something unprecedented occurred because more flashes that were smaller, later and different colours than their predecessors. And according to a study published this week in the journal Nature, the echoes of light appeared consistent with X-rays reflected from behind the black hole, which they say is a very strange place for light to originate. No, it's not. They say any light that goes into the black hole doesn't come out, so we shouldn't be able to see anything that's behind the black hole, said the lead author Dan Wilkins. I'm sorry, Dan, but that's wrong thinking, as they will eventually find out. The reason we can see that is because the black hole is warping space, bending light and twisting magnetic fields around itself, he said. And the other side, but that's their opinion. The truth is, the other side of the black hole is a white hole, and essentially galaxies and solar systems that are ready for the next stage of evolution in a separate universe. Now, universes are separated by a membrane, and black holes are the pores of the membrane, or a giant stargate into the next unobservable universe, unless you travel through the membrane yourself and see the other side. Now, from the other universe's perspective, it will look like a Big Bang, which is just an explosion of light that wasn't there prior. And that light is the advancing solar systems and galaxies.